how does this all tie into dogs? I know some idiots that are trying to get credit to buy dogs, and you don't got a home to put the dog in. Jamal and her have taken in dogs that people can't afford to take. I get the phone calls. I don't have time, Trev, and y'all get excited. Hey, you inspired me to get a dog. I'm putting the wrong message out there, because there's no message where I've said, go get you a dog. That's never guys. Tifa here with Fit Bully TV. I told you we moved on. It looks like we moved up. As I cut the grass, what you want to see anyway? Show them the view. Life is amazing. It is what it should be. We're gonna talk a little credit. We're gonna talk a little dog. We're gonna meet our kennel partners, and we're gonna talk about how you can make some better choices. Guys, so this is Jamal and Kat. They came to me, well, I actually came to them. I approached them with an opportunity. Jamal had been talking dog with me for a little bit. He liked what we was doing. So I had a dog I felt I could throw his way. When I say throw his way, I just like, yo, I think this would be a good fit for you guys. I believe in her. I think she's the best dog. And she is out of Bam Bam and Cha Cha's litter. The irony is today, the paperwork so they can register their dog came in. That says Balu, who we know, had the pup, and that's Czar. And guess what? They filled this out. They will have a beautiful sheet record of them purchasing, owning, and having a fit bully, to say the least. But for one, how's this feel? How's this feel? They'll be like, yo, all I gotta do is file this, paper this, and we get our paperwork.
That feels great. That feels great.
Breath of fresh air.
That feels great. Oh man.
So unfortunately, they got played like some soybean chocolate milk in this dog space by people who have hustled them. I've told you before, and I say this confident, I can't stand none of your breeders. I'm not your friend. I'm only here for the dog. This is no offense, all offense, no disrespect, especially disrespect to anybody who doesn't do good business or take care of the dog. This space has always been riddled, if you would, with vampires. I can't say what Ron Papa Pitt even said about some of the people. I'll just put it like this. He called somebody a modern day vampire because of how just effed up people are when it comes to these dogs. I like to do good business. They've got an amazing dog, the best dog out of litter. Somebody else might have been like, I need that dog back. I'm like, no, I want to see them excel. They're doing such a good job with her. I love this moment right here because everybody else that paid for breeding rights, they're going to get their little binders. They're going to get their paperwork. They get to file it. Next thing you know, everybody's got all that good stuff. Now, here's the kicker. They do credit. Raise your hand if you got bad credit. Raise your hand if you don't know nothing about credit. Raise your hand if you wish you could fix your credit. Now here's the beauty about it. Wishes come true in my life. And we're gonna help make some more wishes come to life by just teaching you a little bit more about credit. So, simple, we're gonna ask a few questions. You're gonna go to their website and their YouTube, because we're posting this on both platforms. What's the name of you guys' business?
Offer Credit Solutions.
And you guys got into credit because of?
Having bad credit.
But, mind you, when people have bad credit, they get scared and be like, this is just where I'm gonna be, right? Mm-hmm. So then what made you say, look, I gotta fix it, versus I'll just deal with it later, because you know how we are. And I mean black people, to be clear.
What made me feel like we had to fix it, or I had to fix it, was I understood how much more I could leverage with having good credit.
Yeah.
So that was the determining factor for me, because I wanted to do more, and I understood how much buying power I could have if I could leverage everything with good credit.
And some of the things you want to buy are what? And when you says leverage, people, as he said it, they'll let you run the checkup, meaning y'all give all your money away, but you never have leverage. And leverage is them having the opportunity to keep you out of neighborhoods. In Kansas City, for those that are there, we've got the 51st Street lines, and there's parts where they will not allow, they won't say it, but there are good parts to the hood per se, where they won't allow African Americans to buy homes. So you go on certain streets, there's no Negroes on the streets. And it's a book that was written about all kinds of stuff, but that's leverage. Literally them owning the right to say, denied. And unfortunately, in some cases, it comes down to credit. Mm-hmm. So when you say leverage or buy more, what do you mean?
Property, commercial, residential. That's been my end goal, to build a diverse portfolio and to just walk in doors where they normally shut them.
And what's your credit score need to be able to have leverage?
We like to say it was 720 and up.
That's the golden.
The golden.
So check this. I'm showing y'all this personally. I'm gonna tell you, look, I know I'm the most honest nigga on earth. So you see this right here? This is my credit wise. It tells you your credit score is below average. The 620 is where I'm at right now. I've had it at 740. I know how to do credits too, but you know, you start doing this dog and this real business stuff, everything's on my shoulders. That's the truth. And so every choice I make is a choice to move the needle forward, and I can live with this. But you see, even on credit wise with my bank, it tells you excellent. These are the numbers that are excellent. This is below average. I'm below average. That's the truth. I repeat, I'm here to help everybody and anybody. I ain't got nothing to hide. None of y'all can stop me no way. Because you can't outdog me, and I mean taking care of the dog. But most importantly, I love when our people are doing right and trying to help others do right. Now, their demographic is African American. Most African Americans, unfortunately, will not speak up. You suffer in silence, you suffer in pain, and we just showed you kind of a preview of the home, and this ain't even the house that they want to be in. This is the stepping stone as we all take steps to get a little bit further in life. So, Kat, what are some things that you'd like people? If there were 3 things someone could do, 3, to potentially improve, manage, or just be better even as far as being educated is concerned about credit, what's some things you would tell them, or you could share?
As far as tips for improving?
Yes.
Yeah. Very first thing is your utilization. Nobody pays attention to that. They think that because they have the card and because it's not maxed out, no big deal. Your utilization is everything.
Utilization, so that means swiping the card in
how much you're using of your open account. So if your card is $500, if that's the limit on your card,
keep me out the frame.
And you're using 400, that's gonna murder your score. You wanna stay below 30% utilization.
Yes.
At all times. So that's number 1. That's gonna be one of the biggest things. Don't ever miss a payment.
Guys, also, second thing, if you don't know math real well, just Google. You can literally, Siri, what's 30% of 800? And Siri will tell you. It's a lot of mathematics out there that you ain't gotta like do all the numbers. Like, that's too many numbers. Just ask Siri, she'll tell you. What else did you say?
Number 2 is don't make a late payment. A lot of these places you'll have usually a 10-day grace period before you get a late charge. You have up to 30 days to make that payment before it hits your credit report. I don't care if you pay on the 29th day, make that payment on time, because one late payment can hurt your score anywhere between 60 to 100 points.
Woo!
Yes.
A late payment hit you for 60?
It gets pretty nasty.
60 will keep you in the slums, people. When it comes to trying, you like, yo, I want to live here. And they be like, not in my house. Third thing you would recommend if you could?
Ask for help.
Woo! Lord, look, say that twice.
Ask for help. I had to. I mean, the reason I got into this space a couple years ago was because, you know, he's encouraging me. I was too afraid to tell him when I first met him what my credit score was.
What was it?
540?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was at about a 540 when I met him. I was too afraid to tell him what it was. I was too afraid to ask for help. I didn't know what I was doing. I thought I did, but I had no clue. And so it just took kind of taking that pride out of the way and asking for help, and that's what really was able to kind of catapult me, and that's what got me so passionate about what we do.
And guys, let me say this, and I had to have this discussion with a kennel partner of mine. Come on, give me a tight suit. And put it like this, he said, hey, well, you know, you don't like asking for help. I said, who told you that? I'm the first one like me, I need help. We can do nothing, believe it or not, we can do nothing alone. And if you've listened to anything I said, Steve Jobs, it's been documented, he said, it's easier to walk 1,000 miles when you have someone there with you. It's that simple. You don't build Apple or anything great doing every job possible. You do it by hiring or working with amazing people who have aligned visions. When he left Apple for 10 years and it was failing, he said he came back and there was still people there while it was failing. He said, what are you still doing here? Because they were talented. He said, they said we bleed 6 colors. Remember when that Apple logo, we was kids, it had the black, the orange, and the red, it had all them colors? Then people couldn't leave because they believed in Apple even when Jobs wasn't there, because of how much belief he had in Apple. And he came back and changed the world. You don't gotta rush it. You do need help. You do need to be educated, and credit isn't your enemy. It's your friend. But then we talked a little bit about overdoing it.
Yeah.
What happens when you use it to death? Because then the score get good, like, oh, I can go buy anything. Don't mean you should buy everything. What is the first mistake people make when the credit gets right?
It's exactly that first thing I mentioned, that utilization. People go out there, they get approved for a $5,000 card, they get super excited, they go buy a laptop here, they go buy that there, and those payments become overwhelming, you know? So it's understanding that what they give you isn't necessarily always what you can afford.
There you go.
So.
There you go. There you go. That right there, two people. Now again, you say, how does this all tie into dogs? I know some idiots that are trying to get credit to buy dogs, and you don't got a home to put the dog in. Jamal and her have taken in dogs that people can't afford to take. I get the phone calls. I don't have time, Trev, and y'all get excited. Hey, you inspired me to get a dog. I'm putting the wrong message out there, because there's no message where I've said, go get you a dog. That's never come out of my mouth. I believe dogs can make your life better if you have the time and energy to take care of the dog. If you don't bring nothing else into your world that you can't afford to take care of. And I don't even mean financially. I mean, our dogs require a lot of time and energy. I mean, there's 2 hours a day where we're out there almost, wore out, getting bit up, just so we can keep them going. And I look forward to it. I really do. And I'm thinking, yesterday I told you, Mark, I said, we got to figure out how do we optimize and spend more time with the dogs. Like I want more, because we're just dog men. But when you think about credit, all these things transcend through everything that we're trying to achieve. And believe it or not, credit is how we build businesses. Mm-hmm. And if I did choose to take a loan out, not to buy no dog, to be clear, not to buy it's like, yo, I want to build this or put something in the backyard or get some land. Mm-hmm. I got to understand, for one, I need to know where I'm at, what I'm doing wrong, and then even more importantly, how to make it better. And then we got to be wise. I think we did a short as well where she said that you basically don't want more than 2 dings on your credit a year either, right? Mm-hmm. Huge, people. Look, we're going to talk more about these things and how it's even applicable to the dog space. But I think credit naturally, think about that. You get a score, your score hit, let's just say 740. Over 720, they're going to damn near give you anything. You get 740, someone says, hey, you now have access to $100,000. Some fool will be like, I'm about to spend 30 on this dog. It's not the move. Because now you in debt basically $60,000 if you ain't got 30. That's the part you don't translate. I got 30, interest is this, I can't pay it, they gonna let me defer for the first year. In your head, you start running all these numbers, but you never had a plan to even get 30 naturally. So one of my rules early on was if I had the money, I would put it on the credit card. If I didn't have the money, I wouldn't. I'd pay up to 3 payments and then pay down to 30% and then do $60 over 4 payments to be clear in 1 month. I understood the system, and I learned very quickly that most people didn't know credit when I was like, yo, I gotta fix my credit moons ago. And I got up to 740 and they started giving me stuff. And I didn't make bad choices. Literally everything I've done is to buy. I bought a computer. So we could do more work. I bought a camera. I bought some new lenses. I had all the money and I bought all the Canon stuff. And then I realized Sony was better. Well, Sony's a $20,000 investment. The body on the A1 that we use is $7,000. Every lens is anywhere from $2,000 to $3,000. This 7200 Sigma is $1,000. You know, this is an A7C. Jamarcus, this camera was $1,500, and it's all Sony. And that was after me shooting the ABKC Nationals, making all this money using Canon. All the lenses on the Canon, everything's paid off. There's a $3,000 lens on the R5, which is a $4,500 body. I paid for all this stuff. I was like, every time I shot and I got a little money, I buy a new tool, because that's what lenses are. But Sony, I was like, yo, I got to make an adjustment. We got to up the ante. And you know what it was? It was before we went to California. I said, I need cameras that don't cut off. Sony has a 30-minute window. This camera, if it's plugged in, it can shoot till the battery dies. A1 and this one, they do not have an off switch. There's no 30-minute limit. This joke can shoot for 2-3 hours if you so choose. That's what I needed, because we was about to get heavy into YouTube. 88 followers, shout out to all 430 or 60,000. I don't even know, it's a lot of y'all. It's a lot of y'all now, but I'm gonna incorporate my people into the stuff that we doing, people. And I want you guys to continue to be better. If I can help, they can help. You want to reach out to Jamal, tell him your Instagram. We'll drop all the links at the end of this.
Okay. The business Instagram is Offer Credit Solutions. My Instagram is The Real Right NHMP.
She don't want to be bothered on IG. So, but when you do go through the business, you will have the pleasure of speaking with her. So I told them I'm going to help up the ante, and then we're going to turn around. As long as they close, we're going to help you out. But if you have questions about credit, you've got bad credit, if you want more out of life, then you need better credit, or you need a lot of money. And if you don't have a plan for money, you better get your credit together and then be wise about how you choose to use your credit. And make sure when we're thinking leverage, we're not thinking of buying dumb stuff for people to see. We're thinking about how do we set our family up for success. Stay tuned in this case. Still take care of your dogs. And guys, if you got bad credit, contact them and fix your shit.